Good evening and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am DM Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video I'm going to be announcing my Game Master schedule as it stands right now for Rising Phoenix Game Convention. This is a convention that runs in Milford, Massachusetts from April 19th to the 21st. So it is it's going to be the very first, the second convention that I attend because I'm going to Philadelphia I'm going to Philadelphia in January. So this will be my second convention of the year 2024. It is a convention I've been to in the past. So I went to the second year of Rising Phoenix, and what an incredible experience that I had there. You can certainly check the link to the previous video where I talk about it. I recap that convention experience, and so I'm really looking forward to this upcoming year's convention there. Now my schedule is really runs a good swath of different types of games and genres as well, and I'm going to explain my ulterior motive for doing so. So without further ado, let's take a quick look at the schedule as it stands right now. Now this here is not in its current order. It's alphabetical, so I'm going to just go through it. I just submitted The Hunt for the Wind of Nerevas, which is, and that's why it still says edit there. So that hasn't been fully submitted yet, or I'm trying to see why it's still giving me the potential for editing while the other ones aren't. But anyway, so these are in alphabetical order. So I am going to read off the different entries in the order in which they're going to be run. So the Shards of Ymir is for the Conan 2D20 system. This is Modiphius's Conan 2D20, and I wrote this adventure even before it was the Kickstarter was fully completed. So I wrote this adventure using just the core book at the time that there was, and it was in PDF form, and I'd run this adventure several times with my players online, and it was always a very good successful run each time that I had run it, and so want to unveil this at the convention, and I will most likely end up once I figure out how to publish this and how to strip it of its copyright protected items from Modiphius and just strip it down to the 2D20 game rule system, then I will certainly look to publish this along with some of the other items that I have on here that I've written myself and will look to publish as well. So Thursday night, 7 p.m., possibly 8 p.m., depends on how the schedule works out, and a 4-hour time frame for that. Now, Friday morning. So my first Friday morning game is Whiskey Creek Runs Red. This is for Gangbusters BX, which is written by Mark A. Hunt. And I have run this game adventure several times. And you can look at a discussion that I had with Tabletop Tap Room about 2 weeks ago or so, where he really extensively talked about this adventure and the parts that he really liked about it. So I will be running this again in and hopefully a slightly different form, taking into some of the advice that he had given for it, and also just to flesh it out a tiny bit more. But this is an adventure that you can already buy on Drive-Thru RPG under Arcel Gaming Publications. which is my publication company, if you will, and so it's still available there for you to take a look at. But always a great, fun time running this at conventions. Always a great response from the players. So that's my Friday morning at 8 a.m. Then Friday afternoon at 1 p.m., potentially 2 p.m., I'll be running Black Harlow's Breach, and this is using Shadow Dark. So by then I should have Shadow Dark physically in my hand, and I will continue to flesh out this adventure. This adventure is basically 99% written. I just have to finish the conversion from the original D&D BX version of it to Shadow Dark. So that's a really, really easy thing to fix along. And this game, this adventure, I had run on 2 separate occasions, and the first time was a real learning curve, and then the second time it actually ran really quite smoothly, and it was already a grim dark adventure. So with Shadow Dark being applied to it, I anticipate it to be even greater, than it was previously. And then this will be published on Drive-Thru RPG after the convention. Next is, so that's it for my Friday games. I'm leaving enough time for me to actually play in at least 2 games during Friday. So I'm really looking forward on Friday to do close to 12 hours of gaming. So it's a long, long, grueling haul I'm looking to actually participate in. So at least one, which will be Friday evening, that's for certain. Saturday morning at 8 a.m., I will be running the Horror from the Mound, which is a Weird Frontiers DCC adventure. Likewise, I just recently ran this for the first time at ShireCon 2023. Back in October. Yes, I believe back in October. And again, really good response to it. It was a lot of fun running it. Second time around, I expect it to be run even better. I will integrate more of the mechanics of Weird Frontiers into it now that I'm a lot more comfortable with that. Although I'll probably still kind of keep it tight and very, very close to the way I ran it the first time around. And this too will eventually find its way into my my catalog of published game adventures on Drive-Thru RPG. Once again, once I figure out how the actual work has to be done, working with Weird Frontiers and its parent company as well. So that will be Saturday morning, and then my Saturday afternoon game is the case file number 1, Electric Dreams Blade Runner RPG. I ran this for the first time at the last year's Rising Phoenix GameCon, and it was really, really successful then. And so I want to give it another shot and see how it goes. And this is from the starter set of Blade Runner RPG that's put out by Free League. Really excellent game, a lot of fun, and I'm hoping to have more than just the 3 players that I had back then. So I think that it will take a whole new dynamic with up to 5 players. So hopefully we fill up the table, and it was still a lot of fun with the 3 players, and they played excellently. But I really want to see how much more can come out of this experience with 5 players. So that is my whole schedule for Saturday. And again, I've left enough room to have at least one Saturday game event that I will play in, and potentially two, because I know they do run up to about 11 p.m. So I might actually have room to squeeze in maybe two game sessions as a player on Saturday night. But as you can see, I am really booking close to 12 hours a day of gaming. So excited to do that. Finally, Sunday morning, I have just the one game scheduled for 8 a.m. on Sunday, and that is the Hunt for the Wind of Neravos. This is going to be using Acts 2, so Adventure Conqueror King System 2. What information I already have from that game. I mean, the core of the adventure will probably be built around Adventure Conqueror King, the first edition, but I'm hoping to have at least some advanced PDF information from having backed the Kickstarter for to integrate some elements of Acts 2 as well. And I'm already speaking with Alexander Macrease to see how we can go about really hashing this thing out and making it a true showcase at Rising Phoenix GameCon 2024 to really showcase Adventure Conqueror King 2nd Edition, because this is due to actually come out in November of 2024. So that is when the Kickstarter is meant to be fulfilled. And so this is kind of a prelude beforehand. So long after the Kickstarter is over, but before the actual release of the game. And so looking to make this a great showcase for this game system, and really looking forward to this particular adventure, because it's going to be a seafaring adventure, and potentially pirates and sea monsters and that kind of a thing. So I'm really, really looking forward to writing it and then running it. So, and again, something that may find its way into my into my writing projects that are on Drive-Thru RPG just prior to the release of Adventure Conqueror King 2nd Edition. That would be awesome. So anyway, so as you can see by my list here, I have Shadow Dark, Blade Runner, Adventure Conqueror King 2nd Edition, Conan 2D20, Weird Frontiers, which is DCC based, and Gangbusters BX, which is D&D BX based, along with the Gangbusters theme. So as you can see, there is a big selection of different types of games here, and that I am going to transition to the screen, different screen, and talk to you about my ulterior motive. So as you can see, and what you could probably figure out is that my ulterior motive is to showcase different genres of games, all from different publishers, and just give the players at a gaming convention, and this is this is still a small gaming convention, but it's roughly 300 individuals, so it's almost at a moderate size, and I don't have the real metric for that, but I'm really excited to bring all of these different types of games. And I understand that Conan 2D20 is out of print, as it remains, that the IP has been passed on to a new company, and new games are at least rumored to be coming out, but they're not out yet. And Conan 2D20 is a great system, and I don't mind running a great system even if it is out of print, because people can still get out there and still get their hands on these things, and there's probably a lot of people out there that still have this game, and so it's important to give us all the opportunity to continue playing some of these game systems, even if they are out of print. And that's one of my other ulterior motives, being primarily an OSR gamer and game master or dungeon master. I believe in running the oldest editions of game systems, especially the ones that I have and the ones that I had previously played back in the day when they first came out. I also believe in OSR having having the definition of a renaissance. All right, maybe a new game system that really is tied to the older game mechanics and the older feel and such, very much like Shadow Dark is, right? So Shadow Dark is an OSR game. It is, it's very old school in its presentation and in, many of its mechanics and its tone and feel to it. Even though it has a good smattering of modern game mechanics and and just the implementation from formatting of the books and layouts and such, as well as a more modern take to the art and the artistry of putting together a game system. Then you have other OSR titles like Adventure Conqueror King, which has much more of a domain aspect to it, domain play aspect to it, but it still has the adventurer, portion of it that that Alexander Macris, wanted to remind all of us of during my interview with him, is that you wouldn't have the king part if it wasn't for the conqueror part, and you wouldn't have the conqueror part if it wasn't for the adventurer part. So it really is meant to be a system for all three segments as you're going through the careers of your characters. Gangbusters is just, I love the theme, I love the genre of it, I love the game mechanics of it, and there is a chance that the advanced version of Gangbusters will be available by then, and if so, I will certainly look to update that adventure to include some of those aspects of that advancement, going from Gangbusters BX to Advanced Gangbusters BX, if that does occur. The other games, Weird Frontiers, is just an absolute phenomenal fun game to run, and it's a lot of fun to play it. That was my first introduction to the game system, and so I'm really happy to test run my own adventure that I wrote, which is an homage to Robert E. Howard. That title of the adventure is directly from one of his Weird West horror stories, and it plays really well. It was so much fun running it, and so again, another thematic change and another genre change for for running this schedule at Rising Phoenix Game Convention. So again, I'm super excited about it. I think I've re-mentioned all 6 games that I'm running. Maybe I forgot, going over one of them in more detail. But anyway, just really stoked about it. I anticipate that it will run through. I'm hoping that my schedule is opened enough that I get to play in some of the really important games that might be out there. Like last year I played in Alan Hammock's running of his own module, Ghost Tower of Inverness. And so if there's any kind of what I consider to be legendary TSR authors at this this upcoming convention, and they're actually running a games, I might end up having to modify my schedule to work around that, and hopefully we get some ideas of any special guests running game sessions at the convention, so we can in fact alter our schedules around to try to get a hold of a ticket for their table. So as always, thanks for joining. I hope you like this video. Please remember to give thumbs up and subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment section. If you are going to this, if you're going to go to this convention, please drop a line in there and say, hey, I'm attending this as well. I know I have invited at least one of my players who lives in Maine. I hope everything is okay there in Maine, as you guys are trying to recover from very traumatic situation. But hopefully, if you are going to this, really looking forward to seeing you. It'll be a lot of fun. There's another YouTuber and gamer that I've also contacted, and he said that this is not much of a trek for him to go to, and so it'll be an opportunity to meet him there as well. So yeah, it's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to it. And so if you're going there, please drop a line in the comments section, and we can certainly sit down, because I always left plenty of room in between for lunches and for dinner. And we can certainly say that there's a great bar in this place and phenomenal food. And we can sit back and have a few beers and have a meal, and just have a good roundtable chat about our gaming experience at the convention. So thanks for joining. You all have a great rest of your the last day of your weekend. Have a good week coming up, and as always, I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen or at a gaming table sometime soon. Take care.